Here's the thing. If you don't like my results, just go replicate them. You have a pollster. Like Newsweek probably pays a pollster. Go replicate it. Don't cherry pick one dude on the internet that's being a troglodyte. This is the story. This is from February 2023. A poll involving Black people has set the internet on fire. Dilbert comic strip creator Scott Adams on Monday continued to experience repercussions for comments he made recently that many have deemed to be racist. Adams made the remarks during a YouTube video while discussing a poll conducted by Rasmussen Reports. The poll itself has also garnered attention due to a controversial question that led to Adams's response. If nearly half of all Blacks are not okay with white people, that's a hate group. Adams, who is white, said in the February 22 video while talking about the poll, I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people, wait a minute, Newsweek capitalized white. That's surprising. The best advice I would give to white people is to get the away from Black people because there is no fixing this. The poll question that elicited Adams' reaction was, it's okay to be white. The phrase has a history of use by white supremacists, of course, which is why Rasmussen Reports included the question in the poll. Man, how could Newsweek make such a bold assertion? How is the weather today is also a phrase used by white supremacists, of which, I mean, how many are there? What even is a white supremacist? I appreciate my English heritage. I train sometimes on the weekends with my kids in the longbow. Probably most English people don't even understand the... Anyways, as you know, our motto at Rasmussen Reports is, if it's in the news, it's in our polls. And I wasn't yet a pro at giving smarmy comments to these outlets, but I think I did a pretty good job here. Mark Mitchell, head pollster at Rasmussen, told Newsweek, the phrase, it's okay to be white, has been in the news many times. Mitchell noted that the Anti-Defamation League has labeled it's okay to be white as a hate slogan, and the organization traced the phrase's origins to a trolling campaign on the discussion forum 4chan. Yep, that's where it started. Whether the original trollers were white supremacists or not, they were probably white supremacists if they were on 4chan. Actual white supremacists quickly began to promote the campaign. No, like people, they were running them off on college campuses and stapling them on telephone poles. Just like single 8.5 by 11 pages. It was a joke. It was like an absurdist counter psyop. Quite clearly very effective because it got the ADL to designate it a hate slogan. 4chan is incredible. I mean, we can't go there, but if you go to 4chan, it's hard to use and it's not for the faint-hearted, but sometimes there's fascinating things there. Usually it's just garbage, but anyways, Mitchell said that despite the phrase's adoption by hate groups, the vast majority of Americans agree with it, including a majority of Black Americans. They agree that it's okay to be white. Now, Scott's problem is only 51% of Black America said that it was okay to be white, and the rest said a mix of no or not sures. I think the no's was like 20, don't quote me, maybe like it was 25 and 24 or something like that. I mean, it was pretty split. So I'm like, the good news is only 1 in 4 Black Americans think it's not okay to be white, but he was obviously upset that sort of people were, whiffing out on that one. So anyways, Rasmussen Reports asked respondents to the survey if they agreed with the phrase, and the pollster broke the responses down into different demographics. Among Black respondents, it was 53%, sorry, agreed with the statement, it's okay to be white. Oh, here it is. Okay. 26% disagree, 21% not sure. And then Black people can be racist too. Fine. I mean, the way I covered these was a little bit different than the way Scott Adams covered. Oh man, look at the production values, how bad they were. This must have been one of my very first videos. Oh God, horrible. Adams, however, seemingly he didn't misinterpret the results. He had a different take. Nearly half of blacks are not okay with white people. That's because 47% did not respond by saying they disagreed with his statement, but only 26% responded they disagreed. So like Newsweek is, I think the way he interpreted it was fine. Another important consideration with the Rasmussen Report's poll is that it asked people if they agree or disagree with the statement, it's okay to be white. The question wasn't posed to black people if they thought it was okay to be what? As such, some respondents could have been aware of the controversial baggage associated with the statement that's been used by like this is all what about if it isms. The poll itself has generated a fair share of criticism on social media, nothing about the support it received. Writer Jeff Charles wrote on Twitter that since Rasmussen surveyed 1,000 people and only 13% were black, the amount of black respondents who said they were not sure, okay, right, but it's like there were 130 black people in the poll, plus or minus 10% margin of error. So that means it's like, okay, between 16% and 36% of black America says it's not okay to be white. Here's the question. Why does it make sense to assume that 61% of black, like statistics, dude? Here's the thing. If you don't like my results, just go replicate them. You have a pollster. Like Newsweek probably pays a pollster. Go replicate it. Don't cherry pick one dude on the internet that's being a troglodyte. Yeah, one Twitter user responded, that's how polls work. Otherwise, we would need to question everyone, which isn't possible. Some also question whether Rasmussen polls have a conservative bias. Rasmussen says it's nonpartisan. Yes, and that its questions are unbiased. The poll is conducted, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, history is stuff. And then it goes into like CRT. And so the reason I bring this up today, though, is because this happened. This is the Anti-Defamation League. With over 1,000 entries written over many, many years, the ADL glossary of extremism has served as a source of high-level information on a wide range of topics for years. At the same time, an increasing number of entries in the glossary were outdated. We also saw a number of entries intentionally misrepresented and misused. Yeah, it's probably outdated to say it's okay to be white is a white supremacist hate slogan. That's outdated. Moreover, our experts have continued to develop more comprehensive resources and innovative ways to provide information about anti-Semitism, extremism, and hate. To me, it sounds like it just wasn't working anymore, like the glossary is not working. At ADL, we always are looking for how we can and should do things better. You know what they are, is they're like basically a speech gatekeeping organization. They're the people with the boot on your internet neck. They're the ones that Newsweek goes to and says, hey, when I write about this topic, ADL, what is the official response that I'm supposed to stick to? This is how, the ideology gets propagated, how this unified front of psychological warfare keeps its ranks tight. That's why we are moving to retire the glossary effective immediately. Victory. This will allow ADL to explore new strategies and creative approaches to deliver our data and present our research more effectively. It will keep us focused on ensuring that we do what we do best, controlling your speech. The reason it's a thing is because like this guy, Perry Alpha, 3 days ago, I discovered that the ADL listed Turning Point USA as a hate group. Isn't it weird how all of the leftists think that Turning Point speaks hate? Like how Charlie Kirk is hateful. Well, how is that a thing? Well, it's because organizations like the ADL, funded by left-wing groups, declare them that with absolutely no even pretense of objective reasoning. I posted a screenshot. Elon replied to my tweet, and it set off a firestorm that led to the ADL deleting its entire glossary of extremism today. Posters run the world. Yep. So there's, you don't control Twitter anymore. It's the town square. It's the marketplace of ideas. And the ADL is now failing. It got wrecked. And, my philosophy on this one, if I can find it, what did I say? Oh, yeah, it's afraid.